What do you do if your phone gets wet? Ah, my phone. Dropped it in the water. Go and get a bowl of rice. Bowl of rice. No. You've been doing it all wrong for all of these years. You should not put it in a bowl or a bag of rice. That's if you're an iPhone user at least. Despite the technique's popularity, experts have long warned against it. Tests suggest it doesn't work. And now Apple itself has published guidance telling users it could result in small particles of the grain damaging their devices. Last thing you need on a Friday. So what should we do? Well, Matt will tell us, won't he? Matt Porter is a tech expert. He joins us now. Hello, Matt.
Hello there.
So why should we avoid the bag or the bowl of rice for a start off?
I think that the issue with putting something in the bowl of rice is because it's got it's basically a desiccant, so people think, right, it's going to draw moisture from the device. But what Apple are saying specifically is saying that if you put your phone in a bowl of rice, then particles of that rice could get inside the phone, and due to its nature of swelling up, it could swell up and get stuck, block ports, cause corrosion, and basically damage the internals of a phone. So it's saying basically avoid rice completely.
Now, I've done this and it seemed to work. Have you?
No.
Of course you haven't. Of course you haven't.
No, I haven't actually. I've just let it dry out on a warm towel in an airing cupboard for a day, and that seems to do the job. The point is, if you've got what Apple are saying is, you basically need to let it dry out where there's a bit of airflow nearby, where it's dry, and leave it for 30 minutes. Try and plug it in, because now the modern phones will actually tell you if there is water ingress in the charging socket. Many phones now are actually have water resistance to them. Yeah. So most new modern phones will have some degree of water resistance, whether that's splash resistance or whether you can actually drop it into a swimming pool for half an hour and it be okay. And that's called like an IP rating. So it's worth checking those things on your phone or on your packaging when you get the phone, to find out how it is water resistant to some extent, but still water gets into the charging socket. And this is what they're specifically talking about, is that obviously you don't want to be putting a charger into a socket if it's wet, because it's going to short. So it detects that and automatically switches the charging off.
Gotcha. So you're on a towel in the airing cupboard for a day. Apple say people should gently tap out any liquid with the phone connector facing down and then leave it to dry. Is that okay? Is that sound advice?
That's sound advice, yeah. I've had my son is very keen. When he was very little, he was very keen on his iPad, and he was also very keen on playing in his paddling pool in the summer. And one day he was very keen on playing in the paddling pool with the iPad, and actually had it underwater, swiping backwards and forwards. We were able to get that out, dry it off very quickly, get the water off it, shake anything that was sort of inside any of the charging port, and it wasn't damaged at all. But we were very lucky. I assume if we'd have left it in there for the whole day, it would eventually have ruined the screen and everything else. But yeah, just tap the water out and leave it to dry. Certainly don't try things like hair dryers. Hot hair dryers can damage the internals of the phone as well. Hair dryers can get very, very hot, and they can damage components inside the phone, damage the screen if it all gets too warm. So you have to be very careful. What is very, very important is, if you've had the phone repaired as well, that any kind of water resistance goes out of the window. Once you have a screen that's broken, it's had to be replaced, anything like that, generally the seal that was there is gone, so you don't have that water resistant seal anymore.
Blimey, I never knew that. And so what are we going to do with the bowl of rice then, Matt?
Well, I'm quite keen on rice, so
You're going to eat
chili
it.
con carne is a good idea.
Yeah, why not? Bit of chili con carne while you're on the phone, your newly dried out phone. Matt, how great it is to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. Have a great weekend.
You too, cheers.
Tell your son to keep his phone out the water.
I will.
Good lad. Excellent. Ah, he's good. Matt Porter there. So this is what you do. Well, no, this is what you don't do. You don't put it in a bowl of rice. You eat the rice with a chili con carne. We've sorted that. Hair dryers, definitely a no-no. Gently tap out any liquid with the phone connector facing down. Put it on a towel. Leave it to dry out. If you've got an airing cupboard, the more, the better. And those are the facts.